What the hell? Okie dokie, something's crashing. I don't know exactly what. Let me see if I can find it again. Dear me. Nope. I'm gonna try something else. Give me a second, folks. We have some sort of technical called let's have a look. Ay ay ay. Technical goop. I'm not sure what it is. Give me a second, folks. Everything's like dumping here, and I don't know why. Ba-da-ba-da. Oh, what the hell? See if this stick's connected right now. I'm not sure why it wouldn't, but it doesn't seem to. So I'm just going to go over here, click around a few things, see what shows up. So we should be able to connect now. We'll see. I'm just going to check in with everyone. Hold on a second. Alright, and I got to check over here. Yes, alright. Oh, I can see. Yeah, it's working. Oh my god. Look at that. Alright, Jeffrey. There you go. No problem. Thank you, sir. Jeffrey. There we go. I'm going to put that over here. And I just saw something, a note from Tina Miller over here. Sent a donation or group, please. General or group, please. Okay. Here we go. Here's Tina Miller. Let's have a look. Sometimes groups are fun. We'll see how it goes. All right, I'm just going to, fill in the blanks, so to speak, while you guys chat amongst yourselves. Thank you very much. So let me just fill things in first of all, then we'll have a brief chat around the subjects. Oh, where is it here? Where's my green? Where's my bright green? Oh, there it is. Yay. I guess we could do the, scary stuff first. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Alright, I'm just going to put in the basics. There's a couple of quincunxes which make things a little bit awkward. And probably I'm just going to ignore them for now. Sorry. Okay. On the positive note, we have a kind of comfortable vibe going on between the air signs. Okay, Libra. I'm just going to do it like this. Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini are all kind of harmonious right now. I'm just going to kind of do a sort of a fat, loose, big. It's not very accurate, but it's certainly a feel-good moment and a feel-good opportunity. Give or take a few degrees here and there, which is what I give myself permission to do. That's the beauty of astrology, the way I do it. I allow things to be kind of artistic and fuzzy on the edges. We don't have to have, digital perfection here on this channel. There is a comfy, cozy sextile going on between Venus and Jupiter also. Thank you very much. That's very nice. I'll just make the green a little bit bigger just for fun, just to cheer people up. Because I don't know about you, but it's been pretty weird lately. I have my own theories, and I'll share those with you in a moment. So, yeah, we got some awkward stuff going on here as well. Of course, as you know, the red marker is coming out now, live. Big gash over there. Mars square Pluto. That is not pretty. I'm sorry. That's tricky. Also, we have Mercury opposing Chiron, which is a very kind of painful energy at the souls of ourselves as human beings. It's just like an ongoing, bleeding, dripping, non-healing wound. And it just happens to be getting a little bit inflamed today. It's you would feel it very physically because it's Aries energy. You might feel it coming at you from the world around you or certain other particular people around you. But you might be feeling very vulnerable or sensitive to the things that are happening in the world right now, some of which are extremely disturbing, some of which are incredibly amazing. But either way, it can be very unsettling because the energy is extremely strong. We do have another awkward thing here. It is a classic T-square. And that is going on between good old Sagittarius and Gemini, with Pisces squaring up in the middle, making things very difficult for the worlds of communication, where ultimately truth will prevail. But as you know, there are some characters around who are not interested in truth. They're only interested in their own agendas. So the truth happens to be very, as they say, inconvenient. There's a quincunx here. I'm not going to put it in. There's another quincunx here. I'm not going to put it in. This is enough for anybody to handle. Thank you very much. You're a hero. You are literally, you can pat yourself on the back, the shoulder, give yourself an extra treat, because you're a hero to be alive today, to live through all of this bizarre stuff that's happening with humanity. Okay, I'm going to go back to the page here. Okay. Hello. Oh, Mr. Ross is here as well. Good evening, Mr. Ross. I'll put that, Mr. Gregory Ross. Thank you, kind sir. Here we go. It's probably going to be a short evening. I'm not, to tell you, let's say, I'm operating a little below par, as they say in golf. Now let's just have a quick chat. First of all, let me introduce myself in case you're new here. Sometimes there are new people. Mostly it's just us in our little tiny boutique clubhouse, which is fine. I love our little boutique clubhouse. But sometimes we get some people watching who don't actually log in or type in on the chat, but they just, they're scrolling through YouTube things to watch for, bizarre stuff, whatever's out there. And I guess you could say this channel is pretty far out on the fringes, given what we talk about and what we do and how we do it. Some of you know that long ago I used to do what a lot of the YouTube tarot and astrology channels do now, which is you have wall-to-wall readings for every sign, for every month. And then they back it up with the reports for the astrology for every sign for every month. And I'm really glad we shared that and did that together. I'm not in a position to provide that anymore, so I don't. I wish I could. I wish I had infinite amounts of time and energy to do all that stuff. And I wish that the platform would respect the channel, but we know that disappeared long ago. So we're functioning way out on the fringes. Anyway, we've got three very kind, generous folks tonight. Let's kind of leave it like that for now. If there's somebody brand new out there, or somebody comes in really late and they're really like, God, TL, give me a reading, please, then we'll deal with that at their time. Whether we do it or not, we'll see. Sometimes it's actually better to do this stuff in private, as some of you know. So, cheers, everyone. Thank you for all your support and kindness and generosity over the years. All right, I'm going to go. The cats are yowling. I think there might be a neighbor outdoor wildcat taunting the home cats. So here we are. Good evening and welcome, everyone. This is Tarot Lumination, Sunday Night Live, broadcasting from sunny Las Vegas, which is right about here. We are close to the edge of a tectonic plate. All these little white lines around here, those are the big tectonic plates. It's the same stuff like when you take a hard-boiled egg and you sort of whack it on the counter and you roll the whole egg around, but you don't crush it or anything. And then you look at the eggshell, it all cracks up, but it's still intact. That's what this looks like, okay? But this egg, our planet Earth, is actually spherical, round, or more or less. Anyway, I thought I'd bring this up because it's been some very quirky things going on planet Earth. which again, I like to correlate with the astrology. As you know, I like to blame the planets for everything. Think about it, okay? It's all gravity. It's all about gravity, okay? We are affected by gravity just as the moon and Saturn and Uranus are affected by gravity, just like our solar system is affected by gravity, and our whole galaxy is affected by gravity. The whole universe is just one gravitational, like magic swirling snow globe, you know? So anyway, we are affected just as much as anything else. A lot of these movements of the tectonic plates are affected by huge, massive gravitational, let's say, forces from way out there, and also from the gravitational effects of planet Earth itself, in that we are a massive swirling ball. Apparently there's a lot of molten iron and molten metals at the core, and then it gets out to the crust where we live, on the very, very tippy crust. And as you know, what's his name? Mr. Star Trek, William Shatner. He went up, he was over here. Let's have a look. He was over here in New Mexico with Mr. Bezos, and he went up into outer space with a few of their buddies. Stayed up there for, 5 minutes or something, feeling weightless, looking around planet Earth, and it looks just like this. And then he came down to Earth, and he said, "Hi, Jeff, I can't believe what just happened. First time I've ever been into space. It's amazing, thank you." And he started crying. It's beautiful. And he was very kind of upset because he realized, oh my God, this place is so fragile. Our atmosphere is like it's about this thick on the surface of the Earth. And that's what we breathe. And then, okay, so then we live off that. Nitrogen, oxygen, little bits of other trace gases, CO2, which is building up, as you know. But also things like pollen, dust, birds, bugs, toxic poisons, and dust. Big dust. One of the big famous dust storms, is highly predictable, is this one over here, where you get, every year you get these massive dust storms that move across from the Sahara all the way across the Atlantic and over here towards North America. By the time the dust gets over here to the Eastern Caribbean, it's kind of lost a lot of momentum, and it's starting to settle into the water in the ocean, and that starts to pile up. And a lot of these islands here consist of accumulation of dust over millions and millions of years that coalesces and turns into sort of rock, rubble, sand, calcium, coral reefs, and all of that stuff. Also, a lot of the dust reaches over into here. There's also on the same thing, because the weather kind of goes around this way. Over here, this little place over here, China, that's where the CCP lives. Xi Jinping and all those folks over there. And there's 380 million people over here who are trying to stop the CCP. But it's very difficult to do that because they're just a bunch of, it's a highly organized, massive criminal organization run by a bunch of thugs in suits. Anyway, they still do tremendous things for planet Earth. They do all the dirty work for planet Earth. They do all the shitty, dirty jobs that other countries, self-righteous places where we don't want dirt or poison or carbon or pollution. So we export it all over to here, and they do all the dirty stuff, and they do it mostly with power generated from coal to create all the electricity that they need for all their manufacturing. So all that coal dust, guess where that goes? The smoke kind of goes up and around like this, and it comes back over here. They can actually trace all the coal dust in China and how it lands on western Canada over here and up into the northern parts of America. It diminishes around here by the time you get to San Francisco. But up in here, there's a lot of measurable coal dust that comes from China. So dust is a big thing. But now here's this new monster dust thing happening. Have you seen, heard about this one? You might have done. Over here, you see at the top of my fingertip? That's the Canary Islands, right there. Right there is the Canary Islands. And there's a little place in there that's having a massive, massive volcanic eruption. It's like the biggest thing in thousands of years. It's been going on for over 3 weeks now, and it's just getting worse and worse and worse. And here's the really scary thing. I don't have the nerve to show you on this channel because it's out there. You can track certain little channels. I think one of them is called, I don't know, Love Triber. Probably knows the name of it, but there's a channel where you can track it. Oh, I know what you can do. Give me a second. I can do a screen share. Give me a second. I might be able to do this. And what you will notice is that the volcanoes that are erupting over here have a natural occurring volcano at the core, but it's surrounded by dozens of human-made volcano sources. I know, it sounds like I'm insane. Let me see if I can do this technically. Stay there for a second, folks. Woo, this is really weird. Let me see if I can do this, so just bear with me. Dun, 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 dun. I'm going to see if I can just do this very, very, very gently and carefully. Let me try this. Okay, stay there. Don't go away. So I have no idea what I'm doing. Technically speaking, I'm just trying something, but I would love to share this, okay? So stay there for a second. Let's see if this works. It's hard to see this. Damn it. Okay, I think I'm just going to give up now before I completely destroy the whole show. Okay, sorry about that, people. Sorry I messed everything up. Oops. Damn. Now I have to reboot myself. Oh God, please bear with me. Bear with me. I have to do blah 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 technical glitches. Sorry. Here we go. So I managed to recover the show without destroying everything. I'm sorry about that. Okay, I'm going to see if I can do this by hand now. So, actually, no, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back over here. Pardon me. Let's go back over here. Let's try this again. Okay, so we were talking about volcanoes over here. Okay, see that's Spain. There's Africa. There's England, and there's France and Germany, Norway, Sweden, Finland, and Denmark, and all of that up here. But if I had a really powerful computer, I have a really good one, but anyway, I could do this. I could show you what's actually going on over here. So I'm going to try and illustrate it by hand, okay? So most of you know by now that there are massive volcanoes going on over here, and it's kind of out of control. No, well, not that you can control a volcano, but let me go over here and try to illustrate. And something like this. I'll do it in little steps. Okay, I got an even better idea. Okay, here we are. So you know this map pretty well because I've used it many times. Terra Lumination is over here in sunny Las Vegas. Jeffrey's over there in Ohio. Tina's down there in Texas, so she may be traveling. And let's see, I forgot. Let's see. And then we've got Love Tribert over here, Las Vegas, of course. Hello, Starzy. I forgot where you are. Is it Canada or... I can't remember. Gregory over there in New Mexico, or maybe traveling. And Tina is over there in Texas. Ivona is over here, up now around Pennsylvania, New Jersey. Alright, so let me see if I can just get on. Yeah, Jeffrey mentioned that he's not getting notifications. Really, the YT people, they don't really send out notifications much anymore for this channel. Now and again they do, but they mostly do it out of, like desperate act of kindness or something. Anyway, here we are. This is planet Earth, as we know. If there's anyone else out there watching that I didn't get your name or I forgot, I missed you, I'm sorry. But anyway, thank you and welcome. Here's one of the tectonic plates, okay, over here. This is the big one, the Mid-Atlantic Ridge over here. Starzy's back in Florida. Okay. I'm going to draw it in a second, but I want to give you guys a sense of what's happening. Okay. Here is Europe. Okay. There's Spain. There's Africa. I already talked about the dust storms that go all the way from here to here. I talked about all the coal dust and fumes and pollution that comes out of China and blows all over the way like this, and all the way down here and lands here, okay? But right now, over here, again, you can't really see it, but these are the Canary Islands, okay? Just a tiny group of islands off of West Africa. It's mostly a Spanish culture over here. There's Spain. And that's where the big volcano is going on right now. It's huge, and it's just been spewing lava for 3 weeks now, and it's getting worse and worse, and today was the worst day so far. But what I'm going to try and do is a light illustration. This is the name of the island. This is the island. I can't remember the name of the island itself, but it's part of the Canary chain. There's a massive old volcano right here in the middle. There's another very active spot over here and here, but the volcano that's going off right now is here, okay? But when you go to that science site that I was trying to show you, it's the EMSC, or Earth Measuring something, earthquake, whatever. Actually, let me see if I can write the link here. And I can probably put up a link without destroying the show, or I can write it on here and you guys can check this out for yourself. It's absolutely freaking mind-boggling, scary, bizarre, hardly imaginable stuff. And I know there's a few other people reporting on it. Okay, so the website link, I'll write it out here. And you can do this in your own time whenever you want to. EMSC dash CSEM.org. Okay, so this is a website. It's a .org. It's there for humanity, and it is offered to humanity by lots of scientists around the world who track earthquakes all over the world. Okay? And so, this is where it gets very, very creepy and weird. Let's just say you figured out how to operate that website. I figured it out. It didn't take me too long. And it's like a global map. It's just like it takes a digital map of the world and it tracks all the earthquakes live in real time. And of course there's the obvious places where they get them all the time. You know, over here, over here, over here, a bunch over here, and so on. Bunch over here. And now there's a huge cluster over here and a huge cluster around Turkey, okay? Hello, Necessary, I see you. So when you play around with the website and you focus very, very, very tightly in to the Canary Islands, right down to this island, you will see the core of the volcano right here. That's where the volcano is happening. And it's surrounded by, random earthquake stuff. But when you get in really close, you will discover that there are several dozen volcanoes that look exactly like this. This is all trackable by satellite and measurable, okay? Now, I'm not doing a very good job here, but when you get in very tight and very close, what you realize is that this is on a perfect grid. Never before in human history has there been a cluster volcano like this. All these other ones out here are now being filmed illegally by helicopters and drones outside of the no-fly zone. This is all now heavily restricted, government restricted. No one's allowed to go here. They're trying to evacuate everything in the whole freaking island. Because what's happening is this. And when you get in, this is happening live right now, tonight. It's nighttime over there already, and you can track it on this website, emsc-csem.org. You figure it out, okay? It's absolutely terrifying. There's dozens of secondary volcanoes that can only be set up, triggered by human beings. So there's a reason for that. What do you think it is? Whatever we look at it, whether it's for good or evil, it is a man-made, human-made phenomenon, and it is spewing astronomical amounts of dust and lava. But it looks like it's in a very measured way. So the weather naturally goes this way. Okay? So there's huge amounts of dust thick, thick dust, much more than the Mount St. Helens, Washington explosion that happened in America around, 1980, 1988. Remember the Mount St. Helens? You might have been very young by then, but there was a huge volcano over here when that went off, and it sent dust all over America, if you remember. I certainly do. So the same thing is happening here, but on a much, much bigger scale. And it is made and enhanced by human beings. They already knew this was going to happen. It's like they're planting it. So, big question marks here. Why? Love Triber asked why. Why are human beings doing this? Is it climate related, like climate mitigation or climate terrorism? Which is it? Is it to do with Bitcoin, volcano electricity mining? Who knows? Is it to do with, I don't know, like a science experiment? Is it to do with terrorism? Climate terrorism? At this moment, I have no idea, but it's extremely disturbing. They can already tell, the scientists can already tell that if you look at this from the side of planet Earth, you could go down like 5 or 10 kilometers or something, and you can see all the lava that's coming around from hundreds of miles that is starting to flow in this direction, because there's a lot of momentum now being set up that allows lava deep, deep under the ocean to move up towards this area. So to me, it feels like they're trying to either like release the pressure on a massive ancient volcano, which is 100 times bigger than this one, so that this one doesn't blow. In the meantime, they've measured this part of the island, and it's already grown 8 inches taller than it was a couple of weeks ago. 8 inches in a couple of weeks, that's staggering. Okay? Anyway, we witnessed an awful lot of things, but the way I look at it, I like to blame it on the planets. Here's good old Uranus right now, and it's in a very weird inconjunct with Mars over here in Libra. So that's a very, very hostile, disruptive, violent energy that's unavoidable. And it's affecting planet Earth, Uranus, planet Earth, the nature, the physicality of Earth itself. You know? Uranus is approaching, 10, 11, 12, 13 degrees or something? Let's have a look. Uranus right now is at 13 degrees, so it is approaching maximum power in the next 6 months or so. Uranus is going to be reaching 15 degrees over the next few months, exerting maximum power. So my impression is that we're going to get more extreme climate stuff, earthquakes, volcanoes, fires, hurricanes, extreme distortions in what we're used to in climate, including volcanoes and the tectonic plates and all of that. And it's heavily supported with a beautiful, powerful trine that is going to amplify over the next 4 years. It's amplified by Pluto. Okay? Anyway, the other bizarre thing I'm noting very recently is that with all the retrogrades starting to go forward, we're starting to see, like I predicted, a lot of stuff that's coming to the surface that what needed to be revealed for healing, and now it is being revealed. There is so much bizarre nonsense in the traditional news that is masquerading as news when it's so obvious. It's just propaganda. And it's also very interesting. I don't know if you noticed this, but okay, I'm going to go back here. This could get me arrested, okay? There's this fellow called Donald. You've probably heard of him. And he has a very powerful Gemini Sun conjunct Mercury conjunct North Node in the 11th house. He is born to be here to fight for humanity. Okay? Sorry, Mars is over in Leo on his ascendant. His Mars is conjunct Pluto, so it's an extremely powerful alignment. This fellow, the big D, is not going away. He's going to be fighting for we the people. So like it or not, I'm on his side. And he just started something. Now that all these planets just came direct, he and his people have been doing a lot of work behind the scenes, and now he's coming out here for the healing. He's got this whole new social media platform thing. It isn't just a website. It's a whole complete platform that cannot be destroyed or taken down by the big G or the big F, Zark Zuckerberg or Dak Dorsey, all those folks, all the haters, all the what do they call it? Mainstream media, MSM, all those people, even combined with all their power, all their money, they can't take down this new thing. This new thing from the big Donald is called truthsocial.com. It's still in the gestation period, but it's going to come into a larger life, and it's going to change the world. It's like its own volcanic eruption. It's like its own. Okay, let's go back to the charts. Another thing here. You see this thing over here? That fellow Donald is all about the truth, okay? Truth in media, truth in news, truth in communication. And they have tried to do everything to destroy him, okay? With lies and propaganda, okay? And it's not working. So in a way, this massive T-square, it's almost like it's now inverted. It's now like Donald is now going after them. Donald is now going after the enemy. Okay? It's so freaking bizarre what is happening on planet Earth. What we're witnessing on planet Earth now is what would have happened on a localized, regionalized scale in some country over here, or here, or here, or here, or here, as they go through their own astrological and political evolution. But what we are witnessing live in real time in planet Earth today is a completely globalized event. The whole of planet Earth is being affected by one storyline, which is fake versus real. Real is being represented by Mr. Donald, and fake is represented by the MSM. And they're like this, and ultimately truth will prevail. I guarantee. So that's a big, big problem for the elites and the cabal, the cable system. Alright, so anyway, I just wanted to share with you some of the bizarre things. Also, I don't know if any of you recently, as we were going, did you notice as we were going through the full moon during the middle of the week, on the 20th, during the middle of the week, we came up to where the, where was it? Like the moon was over there in Aries. Yeah, the moon was over here. Do you remember that? Things got very bouncy and unsettled when the moon was in Aquarius over here, stuck in between Saturn and Jupiter. That was an extremely unsettling time. I felt it very strongly, very personally. I felt that somebody had dosed up my beverages with some kind of disorienting, nasty drug And then I felt really queasy and unstable all the way up to the full moon and the day after. It was very, very, very difficult. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so, anyway, at least we got this big fat grand trine. I guarantee truth will prevail. Okay, so you can keep an eye out that in your own media alerts, okay? That fellow Donald, like him or not, love him or not, he is going to be the, basically the lightning rod that changes the world as we know it, as the whole planet faces off. Okay, there we go. So astrologically, what's happening over here in the United States effectively is impacting the rest of planet Earth. A lot of the elites operate from here and move it through a proxy over here in the big DC, in collusion with the Fed, and they exercise their skills to do what they do, which is basically to farm humanity like a massive factory farm. And I'm not playing that game. You know what? It's probably about time that we hosted a Terlumination private Zoom event. Who's up for that? And then we can really get into it if you want to. I'd be willing to share some of my survival strategies and some of the things that I've learned that I can't really talk about on the channel. If anyone's interested, type it in the chat or write to me, and we will schedule a time and day. I know there's other people out there who can't sometimes see the Sunday show, but they would be interested in a private Zoom event. And what would happen is I would send out an email to everybody on the email list. If you're not on the Terlumination Constant Comment email list, we can do that, okay? And then we'll schedule a time and day. And then I send out a link to everybody. You just go click and you join in. And we can see each other, we can chat, we can talk over each other, share files, all of that stuff. We've done it before. I used to do it when I was kind of on a roll in 2018. And we had a couple of thousand more members before the big YT stripped out a lot of my members and destroyed the notification system. But, every month we would do a big live Zoom thing, and that was a lot of fun. So if anyone's interested, Love Tribridge just wrote this. It's the end of the world as we know it. Yeah, I'm not allowed to sing other people's songs on the channel, okay? I'm not even allowed to play a lot of my own music on this channel, if you can believe that. Yeah. I learned that the hard way. Okay, so let's have a look over here. Okay, I think I just ranted about the new things that I wanted to rant about. It's ever changing. We're going to be heading into a Scorpio new moon, roughly on, I think it's the 4th. Yeah. On the 4th of November. So we got, we got time to prepare. Yeah, Scorpio new moon is going to be a very different vibe to what we've got now, because we're going to have a lot of personal planets zooming through and opposing Uranus in Taurus, okay? So my impression is that the global financial markets are going to get very, very volatile, kind of like the volcano. And the volcano, I believe, is going to become even more volatile. That's my guess. Just a random guess. Okay. Let's have a look over here. Okay, so we talked about all that. Okay, that's great. Super duper. But we're here for our little mini readings. All right. I think I'm just going to do personal readings, Tina. Things have been very... Okay, Ivona's interested. Jeffrey's like, uh-oh. Hi, Starsy. I think you said earlier you're down there in Florida right now. Is that right? Necessary truth. Yeah, it'll be fun. Jeffrey, and then we're going to read for Tina, and then we're going to read for Mr. Ross over here. Okay, I'm going to clear the space. We're going to get on with the show. People pay good money to get their readings, so we got to deliver. Okay? Cheers. Oh, hold on. Necessary is saying something about PayPal, so I better check that. Stay there, everybody. Don't go away. Just talk to yourselves while I do some homework here and double check the Lumination. Let's see. Oh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, got that. Okay, got that sorted. Yep. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm just scrolling through here. Yep. Super duper. So, dear Necessary Truth, I don't see it here yet, but I trust you. I believe you. You've been very kind, generous, and, you know, we're good. So let me, what did I do? I screwed up things yet again. Oh my God, how do I do that? Oh, okay, all right, so I didn't do a total destruction. All right, so, okay, Necessary, I got it. It'll be here in a while, I'm sure. Don't worry, I'm not worried. Let's have a look. Very interesting, just at this fleeting moment in time, that we have the Sagittarius-Gemini opposition. It's not quite on the North Node, obviously, but it's still a very direct and very acute opposition in a hard square with Pisces in the middle. Okay. Okay. All right, that's it. No more readings after that. We're booked up. It's all I can handle tonight. Jeffrey, Tina, Gregory, Necessary. All right, that's it. Love you guys. So let's get on with it. It's all right, Tina. I think I can handle 4. That's about it, though. Starsy has a new kitten, a baby tiger. What? No way. What? Gregory's up for a Zoom too. Okay. So sometimes it takes me a long time to plan these things, and it'll happen kind of what they call organically. So you might receive an email soon from Lumination with a link, or what I will do is I will, send something like, "Hey everybody, here are some suggested times to schedule a live Zoom for all of us." I'll try to make it as convenient as possible for everybody in the world, in case we get, Lena from Argentina, or Karen in New Zealand, or Queen of Water down over in Melbourne, and I can't remember, over in Benghazi, over in South Africa. We'll see. All right, Jeffrey just left a note here on the screen. It says, "Most of you know I'm working on getting everything ready to turn in about 3 weeks." That's it. He's tossing in the hat. I feel like I'm in a pretty decent spot right now, but still searching for the location. Yep. Wait a minute. I see another one here. You got a new kitten, baby tiger. You can't have a baby tiger, isn't it? It's illegal to own baby tigers. Are you serious? I mean, are you like a surrogate mom for a zoo or something? How does that work? How do you have a baby tiger? I remember I had a little baby cat and I thought of him as a tiger, but he was really just a tabby. Thank you, Tina. I see your notes. Yeah, we can do that, Jeffrey, if you're interested. All right, Jeffrey, let's just see what's going on. We're just going to, do a kind of a diagnostics here like we do. I use the same old spread. It's the Tarot Lumination situational spread. Let's bless this deck, bless every single card. It's the magic of the cards. Who knows on earth how they work? But there we are. And the amazing artistry and the manufacturing, the furniture, the technology, the cameras, the lighting, the electricity, all the multiple softwares that I'm running simultaneously to try and keep this show alive and going. It's a little... yeah, anyway, I push the technology to the very limits to do what we do here. Alright, it's a kitten. Alright, sorry, I got a bit freaked out there. TL kitten. Alright. Alright, so let's have a look. So what kind of messages do we have here tonight for Jeffrey? That could be helpful. Would be helpful. Let's reveal things to heal things. What? TL Kitten. Kitten is his name. Oh, okay. Okay. Very nice. Alright. Beautiful, beautiful cards, well shuffled. It's just a good old-fashioned universal Rider-Waite, but in a very glorified depiction. Here we go. Let's have a look here. Alright, we're going totally blind. Okay, Jeffrey, here it is. Here's the situation. Here's the challenges. Here's how we're going to handle it. Okay, and let's have a look at the surrounding weather, the influences, the gravity, the sacred geometry, hint, hint, the planets. So we've got the Six of Swords here. So there's a strong indication here. This looks like fair sailing, fair weather. You know, like when people are navigating and planning journeys and just generally in flow, in motion. You know, they check their compasses, they check their atlases, they check the stars, they planets, they check the weather forecasts, everything. And to me, this looks like the Six of Swords here is a very good omen. I don't like to use that word because it sounds like it's like a medieval spell or something, but it isn't. It's just energy, okay? What I see here with the Six of Swords for you, Jeffrey, is to stay absolutely on course where you are right now, okay? Keep thinking ahead. Be prepared to travel very light, literally. I mean, suitcase, backpack, and a laptop, and all your intellectual property stored in your brain, your hard drives, your G drives, your thumb drives, or whatever, and stay as fluid and liquid, you know, financially, business-wise, and all of that, as humanly possible, so that you can be very, very flexible as you go forward in your journey through life, because we're in a stage of transition right now, and it's big and it's significant. There's a lot of huge amount of shifting going right now. The classic example is, of course, the volcano that we talked about earlier. There is so much shifting right now that the surface of the earth is basically doing this. It's liquefying, and it's kind of going, okay? And it's the same thing with the weather. It's been crazy all year, as you know that. But so Jeffrey, basically keep doing what you're doing. Stay on path. It's like you're already on path. Stay on path. Be prepared to jettison, literally jettison, anything and everything that impedes your flow, slows you down, weighs you down, makes you feel like you're doubting yourself or questioning yourself or having to carry unnecessary burdens. It's very important right now to literally just strip down to the bone whatever you need. And most of what you need is a right attitude, okay? A really good, healthy attitude, knowing that you're going forward, bringing the most essentials with you, essentially yourself and your alter self, and all your belief systems, concepts, knowledge, wisdom, information, and finding a happier life going forward. You're already on path. Stay on path. Keep going in that direction. Believe and understand that you are guided and that you are protected, okay? You may not know it every second, every minute, but you are, okay? Thank you, Starzy, for checking in on all of us. Oh my God, this glass is empty. It goes so fast. Damn. Hold on. Let's try one of these. We're going to switch it out. Just for the sake of convenience and to keep the show going, I'm switching out right now, live, to 3.5 Buck Chuck. I don't know if there's anyone else on YouTube who promotes 3.5 Buck Chuck, but it is pretty effing awesome in terms of quality for value. Okay. Okay, Jeffrey, like you're nervous. Okay, understandable. What counts is with the Six of Swords here, it's like mental clarity, mental truth, mental acuity, believing, understanding, and knowing that you have the rights, the ability, the duty, the obligation, the wisdom, the capability to communicate your vision. Okay? In some ways, yes, you're being challenged. But this is a challenge that you've set yourself up for because you, first of all, you know you can handle it. It's like, think of it like growing, it's like growing pains, like transitional things. Also with this Scorpio new moon heading towards our way very soon, please understand and accept that it's going to be very kind of a wrenching, kind of soul-wrenching type of energy where you might feel as though you're being ripped apart as you exit one lifestyle package deal and start to witness your entry into a new lifestyle package deal, okay? That's how I best feel it here. What's the situation itself? Let's have a look. Okay, looks very, very simple. Okay, it's very simple, Jeffrey. Never, ever forget. You are the boss, okay? You are the boss of you. You are the CEO, manager, director, major number one shareholder, visionary, and founder of Jeffrey Incorporated. Don't ever forget that, and just make it your business to be the benevolent one. Okay? The thing about the Emperor energy is that it's all powerful. And the Emperor energy is very concerned about what is best for the Emperor, because from the Emperor's perspective, what is best for the Emperor is best for his people. That's his family, his loved ones, his possessions, his world, his finances, his business. And the Emperor is completely and utterly ruthless and unapologetic about doing whatever has to be done to maintain the status, okay? So it's the same thing for you, Jeffrey. The situation is it's probably about refining yourself even more to the point where you're not kind of operating as like, well, I've got this kind of plan and we're figuring things out with a few people in places. No, you are literally the master planner. It's like It's like having the same kind of aura as the Larry Page and Sergey Brin when they founded Google and things like that, or any kind of enterprise that you respect. Okay, Jeffrey. It's like yeah. So what I feel here, the situation is literally about it's time for you to rise up to your standing. It's right. I mean, it's already there. It's just a question of growing into it. It's time for you to put on the hat that is already waiting there for you, and that is the hat of the emperor in tarot. But in terms of business, that's the founder. That's Jeff Bezos is a founder. He founded Amazon. Nobody believed in him for years. I did personally. I knew he was going to go mega big, but he was very, very patient. He played a long game, played a very long game, knowing that ultimately his strategy would prevail. He was not out to make a quick buck, nor is the emperor. The emperor is about this energy. It's about you starting off a whole new life and setting up an empire. Okay, even if it's a tiny empire, it's still an empire. We're talking about Jeffrey Incorporated. Jeffrey Longoria, whatever you want to call it. Just create a name. I think you've got a name already, but it's something that is being manifested into reality as we speak. This is a big deal, and it is a long-term play. Okay, and the way it works is that you firmly establish yourself as a founder. You have to. I mean, it might even, if you don't think of yourself as a founder, you might want to read some of those, biographies about incredibly successful people who came from nowhere and they were founders of these world-changing enterprises. I'm not saying that you're going to build the next Amazon or the next Microsoft, but that's the kind of energy vibe that I'm talking about here. In your own way, in your own world, at your own scale. Okay, now what's the challenges? Obviously there's challenges. Okay, so we got the world card here. Okay, so it feels to me like your biggest challenge is accepting the reality that life as you know it, or have known it, is now officially over. And that's just how it is. This is the end of the end and the beginning of the beginning. And it's a terrifying energy for some people. Some people are so terrified of change, they are so terrified of the unknown, they're so terrified of what lies ahead of them that they would rather self-sabotage than evolve into their own destiny. But it feels here like, Jeffrey, you already know this. You're going forward anyway, but deep down, it's like you're absolutely shitting yourself. Like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm actually doing this, but I am. As the founder, you are at the very front edge, at the very, very pointy edge of destiny. Like the captain of the ship. With great power comes great responsibility, of course. And so, like, if you screw up, everyone's going to come at you. They're going to go, well, everything's falling apart, Jeffrey. Or, hey, look at this. This is amazing. Jeffrey did a good job. Everything's going great, Jeffrey. In other words, you could be one of these people who's actually celebrated and appreciated by your cohorts, your employees, or your team, or your people, or the members of your empire. Okay? There is such an... Okay, look at it this way. If you look at this as the energy of a dictator, okay? You can be a benevolent dictator, which everybody loves. Everybody loves a benevolent dictator. It's basically, I give you gifts, I bestow this, we're going to make this work, we're going to make that work. Everybody hates the malevolent dictator. The malevolent dictators are essentially the kind of folks who are in charge of the CCP. And the folks in charge of Venezuela and Zim, Zimbabwe, Tehran, and all those autocratic, tyrannical, despotic places. All right, let's have a look. How do we deal with this? Oh my God, look at this, Jeffrey. This is all major arcana. Okay, so to me it feels like you're riding the wave of destiny here. You might feel as though like, wow, I'm being swept along by destiny. There are forces happening in my life that are above and beyond me, over which I have absolutely no control. In other words, I am a figure of destiny. I'm not saying you're going to be the next Jeff Bezos or Donald Trump or Mr. Gates or all those folks who like changed the world literally. Tesla and Einstein and all. I'm not saying you're one of them directly, but in your own way you are. In your own microcosm, yes, you are. And it's like you've signed up for this, whether you like it or know it or not. And now it's actually happening. Live, now, real time, as displayed very clearly here on Terror Illumination Sunday Night Live. So how do you handle this? It's like you're watching your own movie of yourself and you're realizing, what the? Wow, okay, wow, I had no idea. So the way you handle it is you understand, trust, and believe, and repeat to yourself over and over and over, I am guided and I am protected. There is hope. Hope is the energy of understanding and knowing and believing and trusting that there is a good outcome, even when there's absolutely no evidence or proof or explanation or logic. Get it? So, it's like you have to actually embody that energy. It's like you have to, it's like, seriously, Jeffrey, yeah, it's a freak reading here. It's like, literally, it's almost like you don't have a choice, Jeffrey, except to go forward, like knowing that you are constantly on the precipice of evolution. Like, you've just reached a next step of evolution thinking, wow, whew, I can chill out now. I can put up the retirement sign. I've retired early. I've got enough bitcoins. I've got blah, blah, blah. I've got a couple acres here, blah, blah. Everything's going to be great. I'm going to light up. I'm going to have a beverage. Yeah, I'm going to chill. I'm going to look about, friends, family, love, relationships, and all that stuff. It's going to be great. And then all of a sudden it's just like, what? What was that? There's more to do? There's another chapter to the movie? I can't retire? The show keeps going and I'm still the lead actor? And everyone's still looking at me? Oh no. It's not that bad. Because there are rewards. There's a kind of a Saturn energy going on, okay? Okay. So, yeah, Jeffrey, you can do this, okay? You're a very smart man, okay, Jeffrey? You're way ahead of so many other people, okay? All right? I mean, look at this. This is absolutely beautiful. How many people do you know ever get readings like this? It's freakish. All right, thanks, Jeffrey. Next up, Tina. Let's see what we got going here for Tina. Messages from the great beyond. Thank you, Jeffrey. Tina, you're up. After Tina, we got Gregory. And then we got Necessary. There we go. Let's have a look. Okay. I hope I didn't scare you, Jeffrey, but it feels to me like you don't have a choice except to completely and utterly trust and believe that you are guided and you are protected. You know what? I'm going to actually take this as a cue. So Necessary Truth doesn't have to cue me in. I'm going to actually play that little song right now. There you go. All right, let's have a look. Let's see if I can do this without blowing up the whole show. I don't know if this is going to work, Jeffrey. It is! It's working! Oh my God! This could actually work. It's an MP3 file and we're going to play it. Let's see if this works.
I am guided,
it's working!
I am protected, I am guided, 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 I am protected. When the light of hope it fades, when all faith is blown away, when all sense of trust goes down, when a smile turns into frown, when it feels there's no relief, nothing in which to believe, desperate in woe and grief, angels come reminding me, I am guided, I am protected, 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 I am guided, I am protected. Angels gather close to me, show me what I cannot see. Angels take me by the hand, lift me when I cannot stand. Angels lead me through the dark, soothe and tend a broken heart, laughing at the circumstance, crying while we sing and dance. I am guided, I am protected, 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 I am guided, I am protected.
We all are, if we only knew it. Just have to keep reminding ourselves all the time. Melanie. Hi, Melanie. Okay, I guess I'm doing another reading. Okay, so we're going to be here for a while, okay? But no more readings after Melanie. I really appreciate. Thank you, Melanie. So it's like an endorsement of my channel, my abilities, my services and everything. So I really appreciate that. But that's it. No more bookings tonight. We're booked up, everybody. Thank you very much. Love you guys. I'd love to be able to do this 24/7 and just have a continuous stream of big money coming into the channel, baby. Anyway, we're good. That's it. Okay, so we're going to go general, blind for Tina right now. Then we're going to read Gregory, necessary, Melanie, okay? We're going to use the KISS rule. Keep it simple. Let's have a look over here. Doop, doop, doop. All right, so let's have a look. All right, Tina, let's have a look what's going on. Again, situational spread. It's just like FYI. This is like an FYI reading. Cards are already well shuffled, as you saw from earlier while we were playing this song. Here we go. Oh, you can wait. Oh, thank you, Melanie. Ah, thank you, Melanie. That's what we're going to do. You are going to be first up next Sunday. How about that? Thank you. I'll put that over there on my special stack. I love my post-it notes, as you've probably figured out. Post-it notes are amazing. They're very important, very valuable. Whoever invented post-it notes, thank you very, very much. It's the same thing. Apparently the person who invented post-it notes became like a multimillionaire roughly at the same time that the person who invented whiteout, you know, that little goopy stuff that you put on pieces of paper to correct errors, they became a multimillionaire. Here we go. You guys tonight, you're being really funny. Look at that. You see that thing there from Gregory to Jeffrey? It says like, too bad, Jeffrey. Get used to it. All right. Cappy's lead, Jeffrey. You got this, Jeffrey. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. Don't worry, Jeffrey. You can handle it. Oh, poor Jeffrey. Oh my God. It's all right. Don't worry. You're going to be fine. You're going to be just fine. You got the Tarot Lumination seal of approval. You got the Gregory Ross stamp of definition. Too bad, Jeffrey. Get used to it. All right, Tina, here we go. Let's have a look. See what's going on. Some of you might know that Tina is really looking all over the map, trying to find out about places to go, things to do, people to see. Get out of Houston. Here we go. Let's have a look. Here's the situation right now. Here's the challenges. Here's how we're going to handle it. Let's have a look at the weather. Of course, I always basically default to the planets. Sacred geometry, which is ultimately just a pile of gravitational influences that affects everything here on planet Earth, including each and every one of us. Here it is. Okay, so we've got the Four of Cups. That's like an influence, okay, Tina? That's not you. It's like an influence. You might be surrounded by a load of people or circumstances or experiences, either yours or others, or in such a way that you're feeling an impact. It's like you could take this personally if you want to, but what I'm sensing here personally is that this is not personal. To me, it feels like what you're sensing is the experience of living your life, looking at your life and your world around you, noticing that no matter what you do, no matter whatever you've done, however loving you have been, things didn't quite work out the way they coulda, woulda, shoulda. And so you're left wondering, what the bleep? I'm Tina Miller. I don't have any evil. There's no agenda. There's no absence of love. That's your default setting. You're a loving person. That is your default setting. It's like you don't know anything else. It's like, when a kid is born blind, they don't know anything else. If you're born if you're born with webbed toes, you don't know anything else. That's how it is. If you were born with only one arm, that's how it is. You don't know anything else. If you're born as a default loving person, compassionate, empathic by nature, you don't know anything else. So anything else outside that doesn't comport. And so when you start to witness and experience life and world and people and relationships around you where things didn't work out, it just doesn't make any sense. You just end up questioning yourself. Was it me? What did I do wrong? It's not you, okay, Tina? It's not you. You still have fundamental rights and full access to love. Okay, think of this as a miniature Ace of Cups. It's there for you, but it looks like it's so easy to become distracted by the pervasive energy of anything and everyone and anything that's not working out for them. But you might, because you're naturally compassionate, you would take it on as though it's your problem. That's one of the fatal, no, it's not fatal, but it's one of the really debilitating characteristics of being a natural born empath or healer or compassionate person. It's like your default setting is to soak up and absorb pain from the people in the world around you. And then when it doesn't work, and you've done everything you can, and there's still people in life in the world around you, especially your loved ones, where it's sometimes even worse than ever, it makes you feel as though it's your fault. Like, what did I do wrong? Tina, you're not doing anything wrong. You're absolutely in the zone, okay? It's just a question of perspective, okay? Going forward, it's just a choice. Okay? Just a choice. Here we go, the situation itself. See? I told you. Sun card. To me, it feels like what this reading is saying, right at the very early stages, is, Tina, at this point in your life, in your world, your whole experience, it's time to recognize and understand and realize that it is your right and duty and obligation and responsibility and commitment as an act of love, ultimately self-love, to be happy. It's time to do what works for you personally. And the way to do that is by understanding that any time you get like a nudge or a twinge of compassion, where your default setting is to just run in and save and protect and heal and love and nurture and cure and care, that is now like the flashing red light alert on your dashboard. When you sense that energy around you, it's time to examine it and understand, like, wait a minute, is this my business or not? And then you realize probably very, very quickly that, hold on, I just have to click a button there. Give me a second, I'll be back in a moment. Okay. It's like very, very quickly you realize, like, okay, wow, I'm Tina Miller. I have this default setting where, you know, compassion by nature, healer by nature, caring by nature. But now, it might be time to experiment and learn about something doing that's radically new and different. I mean, you still know yourself, but it's time to really honor and recognize this part of yourself where the situation is now, what really counts is being happy. Literally, just being happy. Do what you love what you do, okay? And I think that's very strongly evidenced by this over here in the Four of Cups. And it's a decision, okay? It's a decision, Tina. If you want to, you can continue to focus all your time and energy and compassion and resources in a very loving way, to the point where it's like you're throwing energy down a drain and it's not recoverable. You can keep doing that if you want, but it's a form of very slow self-destruction and depletion. And you actually have a right to choose to decide about what is good for you, what is the most loving thing for you. Because what is the most loving thing for you is what's best for the whole of planet Earth. Okay? Don't ever forget that. All right? So this is a very strong, loud message. You've got to do what makes you happy without factoring anyone else, like, oh my God, if I go over there and do this and this and this and this, am I going to disappoint that person? Oh dear, I better not do it. No, no, no. No, Tina, not allowed. Now it's time to live for you, be for you, literally, like spontaneously live in the moment and be happy. I mean, it sounds crazy to read it like that, but that's it. The situation is right now to understand, like, what does it mean to be happy? Understand the signals, messages, feelings in your body, mind, heart, and soul, what equates to happiness, and then follow that sign. You just follow the sign. But that sign, this is where it's going to get hard for you, Tina, because following that sign takes you away from this, which is your default setting. Your default setting could be like the South Node or something, but whatever it is, and they're like, oh my God, like, if I go off and do this thing that I want to do, could I be letting down the people that I love or the people who trust me or need me or whatever? No! Not allowed. It's now time for you, Tina, to be happy for you. What works for you. And it's not about you becoming selfish. It's just about learning how to, guess what? Love thyself. That's a Tarot Lumination theme. All right, here we go. Let's have a look. What's the problem here? Okay, to me it feels like one of the challenges here is that you place a lot of value on home and family. It's like everything in some way, shape, or form. And then realizing, like, well, it's actually not that way. Like, what happens, like, it's not working. It's just not working. Like, what I want to do and what I feel like I deserve is to feel happy in terms of home and family. And then realizing, my God, it's not actually working. So the way I see it in here is like, it's like this like shock realization. Oh my God, that's like a fundamental attitude that is almost like an Achilles heel. Like, by believing in the most natural things possible, like home and family, loved ones, siblings, brothers, sisters, moms, dads, and everything like that, believing about what could be, coulda, woulda, shoulda, and then discovering and realizing that no, it didn't actually work out that way. And then it's almost like, oh my God. It's scary to realize and understand and accept that, wow, it really didn't work out that way. But that's not a sin. It's not like it's your fault. It's not like you're a criminal or you're evil or anything like that, or you're absent of love. It's an indication that a certain like level of expectations are essentially redundant. And what's happening now is like new starts and new beginnings. Okay, let's start planning for the Scorpio new moon. Let's start calibrating right now for the new Scorpio new moon, where you start to reorient everything about what works for me. What works for me, Tina Miller. And it's not because you're obscenely megalomaniac, narcissistic, selfish, egocentric. It's just about redirecting the love energy from here to here. And what's ultimately best for you is what's best for the whole of planet Earth, okay? So, I know it might be very hard to understand this reading, the way it's coming out, but this is how it is. How do we deal with that? How do we do to make this happen? Okay. So, to me it looks really simple. So with the Devil card here, it means like an acknowledgement that, like it or know it or not, you had been born, raised, and trained, and idealized and conditioned into a situation of bondage about how things should be. And then you believed that and accepted that as absolute truth, when in fact it isn't. And so when I see the Devil card here, the way to understand it is that, yeah, you can choose to continue to live a life in bondage to what, you thought was supposed to be really wholesome and good, or what you believed or expected or wanted would be wholesome and good, and then realizing, like, my God, it really wasn't that great. And there's no point holding up a kind of like almost like an imaginary belief that like things are great, when in fact they aren't. And so it's almost like a brutal reality check, like, let go of what doesn't work. Let go of the conditioning. See, to me, this goes all the way back to childhood. And so it's an opportunity to understand now, like, oh my God, this is all about freaking conditioning. I can just like go click, well, probably multiple clicks, like one link at a time in the chain, one link at a time. Just unhinge yourself, disconnect yourself from the energy of expectation, the energy of conditioning, the energy of default settings, the energy of autoplay, the energy of your, let's say, autonomic nervous system, and realize it's time to become fully conscious, and without any apologies or feeling of guilt or shame about letting go of the past and moving on and putting yourself in a position where you're like, you know what, it's fucking right for me. It's time for me to be happy. It's time for me to be happy now. I don't need to be stuck with the bondage, even self-inflicted bondage of sense of obligations to everything that doesn't work, didn't work, and never will work. No matter how much you might have wanted it to work. Forget it. This energy is very strong about living in the now. Start planning for the Scorpio new moon, where it's all about you, and it's your time, your turn to be happy. And if that means like relocation, new faces, new places, what's that song from the Dixie Chicks? I need wide open spaces, free to make a new mistake. I need new faces. In other words, it's growth, it's evolution, okay? Go Tina! Go Tina! Thank you very much. Next up is Gregory Ross. Let's have a look here, folks. After Gregory, we're going to read for necessary. Melanie, you're going to be next week or whenever. Alright, let's just shuffle it up here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play another Tarot Lumination song. I think it's, if I recall... Oh, that's the... Yeah, I could play Taste Your Dream. The song I'm thinking about, Chasing Rainbows. It's not that. I'd like you to consider the energy of fun and adventure. The nearest thing I can think about with one of my songs right now is it's called Wonder Ride. But that's about a relationship too. Let me think if I got the right song. Okay. Okay, I'm going to play Taste Your Dreams. How about that? I haven't played that in probably a year or something. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Hang in, people. I don't know if this is going to work. It's working! Hold on, let's have a look. It's working. This should work. Okay. It's like a little white reggae song.
If you wish for a simple miracle, if you wish you can have one right away, all you need is some faith, is the will. Ask for it and it will come to you today. Hey, so happy. I want you to be your higher self, yeah. I want you to live and die laughing. Taste your dreams today. Taste your dreams this way. Yeah. Na da 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 da, na da 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 da. Na da 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 da, na da 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 da. And if you wish to be in a state of grace, ask for it and it will meet you face to face. And if you wish, if you dare to dream, you will find that it's easier than it seems. Hey, hey, I want you to be oh so happy. I want you to be your higher self. Yeah, I want you to live and die laughing. Taste your dreams today. Taste your dreams this way. Yeah. Oh. La da 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 la da 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 la da 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 oh la da 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 oh oh yeah. I want you to be so happy. Yeah. I want you to be your higher self. Yeah, yeah. I want you to live and die laughing. Taste your dreams today. Taste your dreams this way. Taste your dreams this way. Taste your dreams today.
Okay, well that sort of worked. Well, let's have a look. All right, here we go. I'm still shuffling, okay, Mr. Ross? Let's have a look. I saw your notes there. TL, I have had a shift regarding Batesville property and am considering places on Country Club Road. Country Club Road, that sounds so good. Please don't let my comment just influence you, okay? I like your flexibility, like, shift. So, look at it this way, Mr. Ross. That shift. You see this energy here? Sagittarius, Gemini, Pisces. These are all mutable signs. So, and they're in high conflict, high degrees of stress and angularity right now. So the energy of flexibility is really amplified. For some people, flexibility is another word for change. And for some people, change is so terrifying that they deliberately choose to avoid change rather than evolve. Because change, by definition, means moving into something new where you have never been before. So this energy is very prominent exactly right now at this moment in time. You know, however that affects you in your personal chart or so on. But if you just take this as generic energy, you could say that in terms of communications, thinking about what's real and what's not real for you, and then you feel it deep down in your body, and you write that little note on the chat that says, I've had a shift in real estate, Batesville property. I'm considering places on Country Club Road. I think that's very much to do with this axis here, where the energy of flexibility is being forced so strongly on everybody that you actually have to consider being flexible. Now, that might be easier for the mutable signs, Sagittarius, Gemini, Pisces, Virgo. But for the fixed signs or the cardinals, it might be different. So this could be really interesting. Let's see what happens, okay? I'm still going to do a blind reading, but I'm taking into account the notes that you just put there, okay? Cheers, Mr. Ross. All right, actually, the cards are really well shuffled. I just want to, keep going a little bit. I see your notes there, Tina. Oh, that's cool. The humidity doesn't bother you? And then Gregory says, no, love the humidity. Oh, my God. See, there's this whole... Okay, look at it this way, Tina. Or anybody, Look at it this way. A lot of you know already that this is the United States. And we have certain weather sectors. There's a sector over here which corresponds very closely to what they call the Bible Belt. Now, how or why that coincides very strongly with a certain weather group pattern that's in here. These are the southern tier states that are on this side of the Atlantic influence, okay? So typically what happens is you get very moist weather that comes in here every year. It swirls up this way because it meets the cooler, drier weather from up here. And the energy of weather moves this way across the United States. Of course, in tiny details, it'll swirl around here and there. But the big picture energy is that hot, very, very hot, humid air moves over here. That's why you get your hurricanes and all of that stuff. And then it meets the other area here, and then it swirls up here. And if you look at some of the weather reports and patterns, you will notice that the Ohio River and the Mississippi River correspond very, very, very closely, where they have these intense weather interfaces that result in astronomical rainfall, which creates the Mississippi River and the Ohio River, also the Missouri. And it all flows down here. So it's like this section here. And everybody knows that Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Eastern Texas, Arkansas, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, they can become very hot and extremely humid in summer. But like Gregory says, some people, they just love it because it's a very delicious, sultry kind of saturating kind of energy. I totally understand what you're saying, Gregory. I get it. I totally get it. But for some people, it's completely debilitating. This is a border zone over here. Sometimes Ohio gets very cold and dry. Sometimes Ohio gets very hot and humid. And then over here, you get a kind of mixture. This is Tornado Alley right here. Missouri, Mississippi, and all of that. And of course, this is the desert west, and then this is the coastline. So, yeah. I mean, okay, in other words, like Greg, there are a lot of people in this neighborhood here, all along the Gulf Coast, Redneck Riviera, Tampa,